Absolutely rows and rows and rows of tanks. Hello and welcome back to another Total Tank Simulator gameplay video. Now yesterday we were taking a look at the campaign mode, but today I've actually got something very, very special lined up for you. We are going to be going full nerd. We're going to go into the Sandbox mode and we're going to recreate the Battle of Kursk, which was a massive German offensive against the USSR during World War II. Biggest tank battle in history, and we're going to recreate it right now. So this is a Sandbox menu right here. We're going for 30 minutes, unlimited money. We're going for an autumn landscape. It doesn't have a summer option. It was a summer offensive. I believe it was July to August. And we're going Germany versus USSR one-on-one. Let's go. So for those of you who don't know, this was actually considered to be one of the main turning points on the Eastern Front, where the Germans had given up one of their biggest pushes to try and encircle the Russians. But unfortunately, they found out about it, had a lot of time to entrench, and they had layers and layers of fortification. But this was an epic battle where actually the Germans fielded, now the numbers vary depending on what you look at, the Germans fielded around 3,000 tanks against 7,500 Russian tanks, and you can just imagine the chaos. Like, I don't know if my computer is going to be able to handle this. Okay, so this is the map that we're going to be playing on. Now, we're going to try and do this properly. So we're actually going to put in anti-tank guns, and we're going to put in infantry and stuff like that as well. But it's going to be solely anti-tank guns, tanks, and infantry. That's what we're going to go for here to try and recreate this battle, in the hope that my computer actually survives it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at here is you're looking at the German forces, a bunch of infantry, a bunch of Panzer IIIs, there's a Tiger, there's a couple of Ferdinands. For fun, we have put in the Mighty Mouse and the Sturm Tiger and a couple of King Tigers, a couple of Ferdinands or Elephants or whatever you want to call them. There's a bunch of half-tracks, a bunch of Vesps and Guerrillas, which is mobile artillery. And you can kind of see, look at these, look at this. Isn't this just such a cool game? I absolutely love it. So these are the German forces. And you can see a bunch of Sturm Tigers and Sturmgeschütz and stuff like that. Now, what are they going to be assaulting? Now, they were the attackers and the Russians were the ones who were dug in. And you can see all the contours over here. Now, the points are about even, but there are far more Russian tanks. Look how many Russian tanks there are. There's just Russian tanks, BT-5s, BT-7s, T-34s, KV-1s, IS-2s, pillboxes, bunkers, the whole 9 yards. And then a platoon over here, a platoon of Su-100 tank destroyers chilling down on the corner here, which will be interesting to see how much work these guys do. I'm sure they'll be able to do a ton of stuff. And then chilling right down at the back over here, that's right, we have ourselves a nice little squad of Katyushas. Now, Total Tank Simulator is quickly becoming a really, really cool game. Now, if you want to see more of this kind of sandbox gameplay where I just put a bunch of random scenarios together, maybe even recreate real battles, let me know down in the comments section below. And also give the video a like, and I hope that more people get to see this, and we might start trying to recreate some real-life tank engagements. But I'm interested to see how this goes, so we're going to click Start Battle, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, here we go. Okay, is my computer going to be able to run that? That's the big question. How is my computer going to run? It's hard to tell who's winning. It looks like the Russians are winning, actually. It really looks like the Russians are winning this, which I wouldn't have expected, to be honest. But I guess their sheer numbers are just proving difficult to deal with. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at the state of this. Can we jump into one? Let's jump into one and see if we can get someone. Oh my god, it's a mouse. Oh my god, we're actually driving at the mouse. Can we even do anything to... Oh my god, it just dropped like a sack of potatoes. We're actually doing the work in a KV-1. I can't... Oh, and we're dead. It didn't take too long for us to get knocked out. Okay, my computer actually seems to be somewhat surviving here. That was really interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I think that the Russians have actually won that, which is surprising. I think it's just the sheer amount of numbers. I mean, let's be honest, look at this. Both teams have suffered pretty heavy casualties, but it looks like the Russians have actually pulled through the victors there. You can see the German artillery back here has just done a runner. Oh my god, I joined that tank at the wrong time. Yeah, I think that's all she wrote. So what we might do actually is we might scale this battle down just a little bit, clear both teams, and try and make it more of a tactical engagement rather than just a scrap up in the middle, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, my frames per second absolutely got murdered right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to scale it back a little bit. You can kind of see right here just how many Russian tanks there are. What we're going to do is we're going to scale it back a little bit and then try and dig the Russians in a little bit more, make like a more of a defensible position down in that back section there, and make more of like a crack squad German assault force to go try try and take it off of their hands. That's what we're going to go for, so we're going to restructure the armies. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have reformed both sides, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take you through. So this is a Russian side, this is the defenders. You can see here a bunch of Su-100s right here, supported by an ISU-152. I just thought, you know what? Why not? Let's just throw it in and see what happens. Now you'll see here, now this is actually, they've got a base. You'll see they've now actually got a base that they've got to defend. And then in front of this base, you can see are a bunch of pillboxes in formation with absolutely rows and rows and rows of tanks. These are BT-5s, BT-7s, T-34s, KV-1s, a bunch of rocket artillery, and obviously you cannot go without Katyushas. And then over here we got more KV-1s down here. But they also, this time, I believe, have an air force, if I can figure out how to scroll up to them. Okay, we can't figure that out. They're up there. So, let's have a look at the attackers. So, as they come forward right here, the first thing you'll notice over here is that these Su-100s and the ISU-152 are going to be squaring off against 5 Ferdinands, or elephants, depending on what you want to call them. I want to see who wins that engagement. It's 5 on 9, I guess. I'm really interested to see who wins that. These were the superior tanks, but there's more of them. Once again, it'll just be interesting to see. Okay, now we have got a bunch of Tigers with some support infantry, some Sturmgeschütz, some Winterwaffels. These are anti-aircraft guns with some mobile SPGs, Vespas, and Grillas. Now over here we've got the absolute death squad. We've got 3, not 1, 3 Maos and 4 accompanying Sturm Tigers, but obviously the most dangerous right in front right here, the Panzer 38T with his little guy just chilling in his turret. Imagine having them behind you, you'd feel pretty good. And then a bunch more infantry with Sturmgeschütz right here, and then we come on over here and a bunch of Panzer 3s with Panthers and a couple of Tigers supported by some more anti-aircraft guns. This feels like a more balanced approach. It feels like a more strategic approach. I'll zoom out and show you the whole thing right here. There you go. This is Battle of Kursk on Total Tank Simulator Round 2. Fingers crossed my frames survive. I imagine they are going to drop as soon as I click play. Okay, we're down to 8 frames a second, 7 frames a second. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's look at this engagement down here though. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Oh my goodness, the Ferdinands are absolutely scooping up. They're absolutely scooping up, although they've played way too aggressive. The Ferdies have just absolutely rolled in, and something tells me they are going to be suffering very shortly, although they're still alive. How? We're going to turn the graphics down to potato, which, yes, if you look here, potato is actually an option. And oh my goodness, look at the rocket artillery just piling in over here. This front is opening up. Okay, who does it look like is winning this one? Okay, I'll be honest, because the Germans are coming in dribs and drabs and they're just getting picked off. Look at the rocket artillery. This is absolutely absurd, but the Mauses are about to hit the front line, and that's where this could start to turn around. Unless they just get plucked out the sky by some ridiculous miracle from the rocket artillery, but they look like they're doing pretty well. They look like they're holding up pretty well. They're taking a lot of punishment. That is a lot of punishment. They're not angling. They're not angling. Come on. I don't think the game has that many mechanics in here. Okay, the Russians again, sheer numbers. Let's jump into this guy here. Okay, we're in a Panther tank. Let's see if we can just sneak around the side in this Panther and just do some work down here. Because yes, you can drive each individual vehicle. Oh, did we flip it? We didn't flip it, did we? Oh my goodness me. Where are we? Oh no! Oh my god! We just drove into... How many tanks did we just drive into? Oh my god, I did not know where I was going. We just drove into about 30 different enemy tanks. That went very badly, very quickly. Okay, we're a German soldier. Where are they at? Where are they at? Oh, it's a Katyusha! The Katyushas are getting dropped! Get some! Get some! Our guys seem to be... Wow, how somehow we're not dead yet. Okay, there we go. That guy's just totally just absolutely annihilated us. However, these SPGs right at the back actually seem to be doing pretty well. I'll be honest, like they're doing a lot of work. I mean, they're getting pushed back right to the back, but they've done a lot of work because it's forced the enemy to pull forward. It's forced the Russians to pull forward here. One thing that's really interesting to note here, folks, is like during some of the German vehicles were so good during World War II. I think it was Tiger 131 or Tiger 231 or something like that. There was a German Tiger tank that drove onto the Battle of Kursk during World War II. and got shot for 6 straight hours by Russian tanks and anti-tank guns, and then reversed off the battlefield. And I might even put a picture up now, because you would not believe this thing literally looked like it had a paint job. It had been hit that many times and just drove off the battlefield at the end of the day. Some of the German vehicles during World War II were just absolutely absurd, but this here looks like it's going to be yet another defeat. And my computer has been struggling a little bit for this, so I have to apologize about the frames. I'm actually in the process of building my new computer, which is 10 times more powerful, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll get up and running on that and be able to do some much more in-depth and cool kind of battles on that. But I've really enjoyed this. Now, if you've enjoyed seeing the Battle of Kursk and Total Tank Simulator, then drop a like, let me know in the comment section if you want to go see more of this kind of thing. And yeah, hopefully I shall catch you again in the next episode.